You wake up Monday morning. Your alarm goes off. You hit snooze. Once, twice, maybe 3 times. And then it hits you. You don't hate your job, but you don't love it either. You check your bank account. It's not empty anymore. You're not stressed about rent. You can order food without checking your balance. But somehow, you still feel stuck. Like you're working hard, but not really moving forward. And here's the crazy part. You're probably making around $75,000 a year, which means, according to almost every major study, that you've crossed the income level where money should start making you happier. But it's not. And that's exactly why everything changes at $75. My name is Zenvest, and I spend way too much time thinking about how money actually affects your life. If you're someone who is working hard, making decent money, but still feels like something is missing, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today, we're going to break down something most people completely misunderstand. And trust me, this is where it gets really interesting. The $75,000 lie. Look, you've probably heard this before. There's a magic number, around $75,000, where happiness stops increasing. That idea came from a famous study by Daniel Kahneman and Angus Deaton. And for years, people took it as truth. Earn less than $75,000. You're stressed. Earn more than $75,000. You're set. But here's the thing. That's not actually how it works. Here's what most people don't realize. $75,000 doesn't change your life because of the number itself. It changes your life because of what happens in your brain. When you reach it, Phase 1, survival mode below, $7,500. Let's break this down. When you're earning less than $75,000, especially in today's economy, you're in what I call survival mode. Every decision is about bills, rent, groceries, emergency expenses. Let's say you make $40,000 a year after taxes. Maybe you're taking home around $2,500 per month. Now subtract $800, rent $300, food $200, transport $150, utilities $200, random expense. You're left with almost nothing. So your brain is constantly asking, am I safe? That's it. Not am I happy, not am I fulfilled, just am I safe? And this is backed by psychology. When basic needs aren't met, your brain literally cannot focus on higher-level goals. So when people say, money doesn't buy happiness, they're wrong. Because in this phase, money buys relief. Now let's say you'd start earning $75,000. After taxes, maybe you're bringing home around $4,500, $5,000 a month, same expenses. $1,200 rent. Maybe you upgraded $400, food $300, transport $200, utilities $400. Still have $2,000 left. And suddenly, something weird happens. You stop worrying about survival. You can handle emergencies, you can save, you can breathe, and for the first time in your life, your brain switches from fear to freedom. But here's where most people get it wrong. Asterisk. Now you might be thinking, so if I make more than $75,000, I should just keep getting happier. Right? Wrong. Because this is where a new problem begins. It's called lifestyle inflation. Here's how it works. You go from eating at home, ordering food, using a budget phone, buying the latest iPhone, living, simply upgrading everything. Your expenses rise to match your income, so eventug. You're earning more. You feel exactly the same. Or worse, because now you have more to lose. Asterisk, here's what most people don't realize. At $75,000, your biggest problem is no longer money, it's decisions. before $75,000. Your problem equals not enough income after $75,000. Your problem equals what to do with your income. Most people fail here, not because they're dumb, but because nobody teaches them this. Asterisk the $75K. Crossroads when you hit this level, you face two paths. Path 1. The illusion of wealth. You upgrade your life. Bigger apartment, better car, more subscriptions, more treat yourself moments, and on the outside, you look successful. But internally, you're still trading time for money. Still dependent on your job. Still one bad month away from stress. Path 2. The wealth builder. You make a different decision. You say, instead of upgrading my lifestyle, I'm going to upgrade my future. And this is where everything changes. Asterisk. Let's do something simple. Let's say you make $75,000 and save just $1,000 per month. That's $12,000 per year. Now invest that with an average 8% return. After 10 years, you have around $180,000. After 20 years, around $590,000. After 30 years, over $1.3 million. Now compare that to someone who earns $100,000, but saves nothing. Who wins? The $75,000 person. Every time. Asterisk. Because at this point, money starts behaving differently. Below $75,000. Money equals survival. Above $75,000. Money equals land. Tools can either build or destroy. Asterisk, here's something most people never think about. When you cross $75,000, your identity starts to change. You're no longer struggling. But you're also not rich. You're in this weird middle zone. And that creates confusion. Because now you start asking, should I enjoy life or save? Should I upgrade or invest? Should I take risks or play safe? And if you don't answer these questions intentionally, society answers them for you. Through ads, through social media, through comparison. Asterisk look. This is dangerous. Because it's $75,000. You start comparing yourself to people earning $150,000. Those dollars, 50,000. Even more. And suddenly, you feel behind again. Even though you're doing fine in thesis kajed, relative income a fact. And it's one of the biggest reasons people stay unhappy even as their income grows. Asterisk, it's not because money stops working. It's because expectations. Increase comparisons, increase expenses, increase so your baseline resets every time. Asterisk, so what should you actually do? Alright, let's get practical. Because none of this matters if you don't use it. Asterisk step 1. Lock your lifestyle when you hit $75,000. Freeze your lifestyle for at least 1 to 2 years. Don't upgrade everything. Pick one thing you enjoy, and keep rest stable. This creates a gap between income and expenses. And that gap, that's your power. Step 2. Automate wealth setup. Automatic investments, savings, emergency funding. Rely on discipline. Rely on systems. Because discipline fails, systems don't. Step 3. Build income streams. Here's the truth. $75,000 is not enough for financial freedom. It's enough for stability. So use that stability to start a side hustle, learn high-income skills, build assets, because the real goal isn't comfort. It's control. Step 4. Redefine success. This is big. Success is not a nicer car, a bigger house, more spending. Success is owning your time, having options, not being forced to work. And once you understand this, everything changes. Asterisk, let me be honest with you. Most people who reach $75,000 stay stuck. They're not in income, but in mindset, they think, I've made it, so they stop growing. They stop investing. They stop pushing. And slowly, they drift. Asterisk. But if you're watching this, you're different. Because you now understand something powerful. $75,000 is not the destination. It's the launch pad. It's the point where survival ends. Strategy begins, and the decisions you make here will determine the next 10 to 20 years of your life. Asterisk. So next time you look at your income, don't ask, is this enough? Ask, what can this become? Because the difference between someone who stays average and someone who builds real wealth is not how much they earn. It's what they do after they earn it. And that moment, that shift, that decision, it happens right here at $75,000. If this video changed how you think about money, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.